It's Sunday, May 12, 2019. Welcome to LCJ Live. I'm Lights Camera Jackson. Happy Mother's Day. Hope you do something really nice for your mom today. If you are a mom, hope you are celebrated all day long. This is your time to shine. Though many would argue, including me, that 365 days a year moms like to shine. So here we are. It's Mother's Day. We're going to talk box office. Also, fall TV preview. There's a lot of stuff going on when it comes to that. And a big week ahead for movies in a lot of different ways. As always, send in your questions, your comments right here on LCJ Live. Hey, your number one movie in America, again, as of now, is Avengers Endgame. But let me just say this. Pikachu gave it a run for its money. Avengers Endgame was $63.1 million. Detective Pikachu, Pokemon, $58 million. So here's the big question. Could Avengers go down a couple million, Pikachu up a couple million, enough for Pikachu to overtake Avengers? That's the big question. As of now, Avengers number one, but I could see it happen. That tomorrow, when the actuals come out, Pikachu could end up your number one movie in America. So, Pika, as of now, number two could be your number one for the weekend. We'll see tomorrow. I did not like Detective Pikachu. It is one of those movies where, I'm watching a bad movie like The Hustle, which came in third, or Booksmart, which opens in a couple of weeks, and it's a film's going so poorly, but I still want to stick around and see how much worse it could possibly get. Detective Pikachu was one of those cases where I really wanted to leave the theater. I could not wait for this movie to end. There are hardly any redeeming qualities here, and I'm not going to spoil things, but to me, the final scene of Pikachu is absurd. So, if you're planning on going to see Pikachu, you want to let me know your take. I'm on Twitter at LCJ Reviews. Let me know what you thought. The Hustle, also bad. Anne Hathaway, Rebel Wilson, just not funny, tough to get through. Actually took my mother to see this the other day for a Mother's Day little treat. It was not a treat at all. She thought we should have left at some point. I agreed with her that we probably should have done that. A couple of D's on those, Pikachu and The Hustle. The Hustle did open in third with $13.5 million. To me, that's a slight win. I think anything over $10 million MGM would have taken, and $13.5 is actually decent. So they're celebrating a bit. Even though they don't have a great movie, they are celebrating over at The Hustle with $13.5 million. The Intruder and Long Shot round out your top five for this Mother's Day weekend box office. New in sixth, Palms, just $5.1 million. This is a movie, another option you could take your mother to this weekend. Diane Keaton, Pam Grier, and some others in a senior citizen facility with some cheerleading going on. This film tried to capture the audience that Book Club got from Paramount last year. That movie ended up with $68 million total. That's not going to happen in this movie. If it gets over 15 at this point, it's going to be a surprise. I liked Book Club. I have not seen Palms, but I liked Book Club because in the end, stories about older people deserve to be told. Romances, things like that. So the audience just couldn't connect to this storyline. It was just a little too goofy, a little too out there, I think, for them to all become cheerleaders, and a little too close to Book Club to try to capture that audience once again for Studio STX, which may not have the financing resources and the marketing resources that a studio like Paramount did for Book Club. STX's other movie, Ugly Dolls, dropped to 7th, Breakthrough in 8th. New this weekend in 9th is Tolkien. This is the J.R.R. Tolkien story. Lord of the Rings creator, the man behind Middle-earth. Depicted in this film, played by Nicholas Hoult, it opened to $2.2 million. Not huge for Fox Searchlight. The family of Tolkien, they did not approve of this movie. They had not seen the movie as of when that statement came out, but they did not approve of this movie being made, so that garnered some negative buzz towards the film. And rounding out your top 10 for an impressive 10th weekend in the top 10 is Captain Marvel, another $1.8 million. It's up to $424 million. Avengers Endgame is $300 million higher than that right now, $724. But I posted this on social media yesterday. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at where the weekends could go for Avengers, and I'm saying to myself, it's not going to get to the $936 million domestically that Star Wars The Force Awakens did. I do not think that Avengers Endgame will pass Star Wars The Force Awakens to become the highest grossing film of all time domestically. I don't think it's going to happen. It needs another 214 million in order to accomplish this, to get to 937. It made 63 this weekend. Next weekend with John Wick coming in, it could drop down to 30. If Avengers drop down to 30, then it dropped to 15, you keep going, you add the during the week money, the fact that it's 3 hours, it's going to start shrinking in numbers of theaters pretty soon. I don't think it's going to get there. I really don't think Avengers Endgame will top The Force Awakens, which is really interesting, because Avengers, of course, opened to $357 million, more than $100 million more than The Force Awakens. But yet Force Awakens is going to make more. Maybe because of the Star Wars intrigue, maybe because it opened up over the Christmas weekend and the New Year's and the holidays, and it brought in a lot of that holiday money for repeat viewing. And repeat viewing on a film like that, which I think was around 2.5 hours, repeat viewing on a movie like this, which is 3 hours, that extra half hour is going to cause it to suffer. Avengers Endgame will not get to $937 million and become the biggest. It's going to disappoint Disney. I really think it will, and Marvel. But it's going to happen. That it's not going to happen. Yeah, that's funny.